Hi everyone, welcome to this week weekly market update. So, pretty bad for last Friday. We can see that most of the US indices, I think the major three has been dropped more than for Dow dropped more than 270 points end of the week itself, and it's actually a straight five red candlesticks. So we'll be looking at the chart later. But what actually causes is I think the major stocks that the most concern will be Apple, because Apple actually is the biggest laggard weighing on Dow itself. Because if let's say you have been reading on the news itself, right, you should know that there is a trial between Apple and Epic Games, basically to say that after the judge has uh, you know say that Apple no longer force developer to use their in-app purchasing. Basically, what it means is that when you are playing a game, right, you want to buy the game's items, right, you have to purchase through the apps itself, through the Apple Store itself. So Apple stores will then gain a profit from there, like 20 to 30% margin profit from those expenses from user itself. So right now with these rules coming into play, right, I think there will be a revenue impact on Apple going forward on their app stores itself. Basically, it's quite significant because I think Apple is earning around 60 millions from these app stores per annum. I think you can Google more if let's say you're really keen to find out what is really happening. So beside that, right, that causes Apple to came down 3.3% on last Friday itself. So not only that, I think the main concern is because of the poor job report last Friday as well. And then also what is the things that the most concern for this coming week, right, is basically on the, I think it's the CPI, Consumer Price Index. We can take a look at the economic calendar for next week. Basically, it's the core consumer price index, because that right now they are actually eyeing on the data very closely, monitor very closely whether when will the taper coming in, the bond reduce of the bond purchase, where were the interest rate coming in. All right, so a lot of things like this kind of news, right, even though it's monthly report, but they will still be looking at it carefully and pay attention to it. So what happens for the coming week ahead, right, is like I say, is the CPI, because of the, yeah, is the CPI is hotter than expected, because right now they are worried on the inflation itself. All right, hot consumer inflation report. So because the thing is that if let's say the economy is slowing down, but the inflation is kicking in, then it's not going to show a good sign, correct? Not? If let's say the economy is doing good and people got more money and purchase and the inflation going up, at least they can, you know, pay their purchase, pay for the items. But if let's say the economy is not doing good, items is getting expensive, who's going to spend? Correct or not? And that will cause, I think is the words is called stagflations. All right, you guys can go and read what is stagflations. So it's basically not a good sign when we fall into a stagflation. Inflation is still a good sign for economy if let's say economy is picking up. So this is what they are looking at for the hot CPI for this coming week. How will it be affect the market as well? All right, so I don't want to share too much on this news because by reading a lot of news does not really bring you good. It might be a noise in the market itself. So I will just zoom directly to the chart itself. All right, so basically for today, right, the chart we are looking at. First of all, we start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very interesting because after the huge drop, right, on 7th September, 7th September, I think is on the Tuesday itself. All right, it's dropped 50%. So what causes this, right? I believe if let's say you guys Google on the day itself, you should know that actually on the day itself, right, on 7th September, I think one of the Latin America country actually approved Bitcoin cryptocurrency as one of their, their currency asset. If I'm not wrong, I can't remember is which country. You guys can go and Google it. But the thing is that people will then be puzzled if let's say it approved, right? It should be a good news, because they need more Bitcoin, right? They even mentioned that they purchase more Bitcoin. But what happened? What causes it coming down is because that, uh, if you remember this sentence, you should know buy on rumor, sell on news. So that's why when the news came out, right, it actually plunged. But of course, that even eventually it plunged, right, based on the Fibonacci level, right, we can see that the price is still maintained at a 50%. All right, it did not penetrate below. All right, this is still one of the good signs being supported. So right now we are looking at a price where will it be moving going forward. If let's say it break the 50%, then we might see the next level when it dropped to the 38.2% on the Fibonacci support level. All right, at this point, if let's say the price is able to hovering between this 50%, you will stand a very strong support, and then we will see where it goes next. All right, so this is my take for Bitcoin. And then the next item, right, we will be looking at is actually on the indices before we go into the individual counter. So like I mentioned, will be a short one. So hopefully, let's do it a quick one since it's a weekend. Let's go to Dow Jones Index first. So for Dow Jones Index, right, we are looking at uh, is there any sign of weakening? So basically, this is what I draw previously. Ascending triangle. Then I say it will break even higher, right? Correct or not? Then I draw this line because of the moving average continue. Correct or not? And then right now, I did not erase it. We will just monitor from here. Right now, the price actually go below 35,000. All right, 5 consistent day, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now it's below 20 moving average, and the 40 moving average touches the 100-day moving average. Not a very good sign from the candlestick itself, from the pattern itself. We can see that once it break below 35,000, it actually penetrate down. So right now the price is at, it closed at 34,600. So where are we looking next, right? Of course, if let's say you are using a round figure, right, people will be looking at 34,000 the first level, or you can actually change it to 200 days, and then we can see that here will be a more ideal one. So basically, right, if let's say I'm going to draw one more time, all right, it's quite significant, by using moving average as a resistance or support. We can see that once it touches here, all right, and once the line catch up, all right, so this is the good ideal place, 33,500 or 33,478. All right, it touches support once, twice, all right, and it might be a third time. All right, we will see how it goes. Right now it's actually forming a double top, break below the support line. We are seeing the next bottom. Okay, so this is my take for the coming week. We might see some weakening going forward for the next week itself. All right, ultimately it still depends on uh, the CPI for this coming week's reports. All right, economy reports. So let's do some amendment here. No longer play a part. All right, then we will review again on next week how it goes. All right, hopefully it really comes up to the 200. 200 touches one time since November. All right, it's been almost 10 months. All right, it has been riding almost 10 months. All right, when it come down again, I'm not sure, but based on the technical perspective, right now we can see that here is your resistance. All right, break a double top. We are looking at a mirror image. It might actually somewhere here. Okay, just nice. If you know what I'm drawing, otherwise you can go and Google what is mirror image of double tops. All right, so that is my take for Dow Jones, and then we look at SPX 500. All right, SPS 500, right? I have mentioned that my ideal target is actually 4,006. Correct not? 4,006. But the thing is that the price did not went to there. It went to the highest of around 4,550, I guess. 50 points shy away, and then the market dropped. All right, so comparing to the three indices, I think Dow Jones is the most weakest. All right, let's remove the arrow key. Remove this line first. Okay, this is a channel. We are trading on the channel right now, right? It actually touches the bottom of the channel at the moment. You can see that touches at the bottom of the channel. All right, so we are actually quite deviate away upstairs, but um, comparing to Dow Jones will be more weakened due to the Apple. But will there be a pullback? We shall see on coming weeks, right? But the sign is that, like I said, it might drop. I mean, I'm more bearish than bullish for the coming week. All right, so this is my view for Dow Jones, and for S&P 500, we respect the first support line at 4,004. Will it revisit here or not? All right, will it revisit here or not? Okay, so this is the coming week, and then whether will it be hovering around here or that you will be waiting for the 40 days moving average to catch up. Very simple. All right, just a simple trade. Next, we will be looking at, I think we will go into Coinbase. All right, well, Coinbase, right, has been there's been news on Coinbase itself, right? I mean, if you Google it, yes, I mentioned I've been following up closely on Coinbase. 5th September continue to move. to hold. I mentioned that on 5th September, right? Continue to hold, but then the price dropped because Coinbase is trying to launch this thing like borrowing their cryptocurrency to gain interest. All right, but I think this has been disapproved, so that is one of the bad news to Coinbase, and that causes the market to came down, and not just only that, because of the weakening of Bitcoin, right? That's why the market actually go reverse. So where are we? What are we looking at Coinbase right now, right? Let's remove this. By right, it's trading over here. My next ideal point is actually it seems like a cup and handle to me. All right, so where will we negate all these bullish patterns, right? If let's say the price drop below 205, this area. All right, if let's say it drop below 205, then it's a bearish downtrend. All right, so right now, if let's say you manage to pick here, just like me, right? I'm still holding it, even though it break my first support line. All right, support by this channel, but ideally I'm still looking at the final pivot point. This is the final pivot point. Okay, so that's my take for Coinbase. So I'm still monitoring it closely. Let me remove all this. All right, I still monitor it closely. Next thing, I am looking at LAC. So basically LAC have touches my TP level. 29, no change at 23. I think it crosses 23, spike upward, and they came down. All right, if you put your TP, congrats, and we are done with LAC at this point of time. So LAC is considered case closed. Hit the TP. All right, hit the TP of 23, and then we are done. Next, so LAC, I won't be following up unless you are keen. You can continue monitor it yourself. Okay. Next, going forward, will be Airbnb. Okay, so this is what I've been sharing last week on my video, at my Facebook page as well, and my YouTube. All right, so remember to follow if you didn't. I also I also mentioned Airbnb. There is a chance or a breakout break in my Telegram. It's a private, it's a public one. So if you didn't join, just join us. All right. So for Airbnb, breakout or the Pantheon, go upwards. So right, say our first target is 169, right? Did it reach? It didn't, but it's just a dollar shine off. All right, so I'm still quite heavily biased on the upside for Airbnb, and then we will see where it goes. So once it break 169, 170, right, then we will see for the next resistance level. But if let's say the whole market is coming down, not really a correction, not really a crash, it's just a profit taking play a part, then you might want to take a profit at 169, 170, cover your profit first, and then we'll remonitor what to do next for Airbnb. Okay, so next is actually on this thing called Tesla. So what about Tesla, right? I think I'm quite bullish on Tesla as well. So basically, Tesla, my first target is 780, and the price reached almost 760, and then it come down. But it came down doesn't mean it's bearish, right? It's supported by this trend line after all. Correct? I say it seems like a ascending triangle. All right, if you can't see, let me draw and highlight for you. If let's say this is a resistance, this will be a triangle. So it's something like that, or I can put here, okay, and then this is a triangle. Okay, so right now it's still being supported as long as the price did not crash below here. All right, this area, we are not going to see the next support area. All right, I'm still quite bullish on Tesla. With Elon Musk promise the delivery will come in strongly for the months, correct or not? So we'll see how it goes. All right, go and Google Elon Musk promise strong delivery for the coming months. All right, next, I think I will be touching on charge point. Yes, CHPT. All right, charge point. Okay, for charge point, right, not to be disappointed, or get uh, this kind of will it be turning bearish? This kind of feelings. Give me a second. It's because that if let's say the ultimate reason is because when you are looking at charge point, right, it's more on a long-term basis. All right, it's more on a long-term basis. It's not like you can profit throughout over the night. All right, like I mentioned. So this is only if you believe on EV. ChargePoint is definitely a subsidiary company, like I mentioned on my last week. So right now, I just monitor it closely. When it's a good entry price, or if you enter, then just continue to hold. Whether they fall below this major support area or not. All right, this is a major support area. Then we'll decide. Like I mentioned, charge point. If you believe in EV, this is a subsidiary, it definitely need this infrastructure. All right, and it's the biggest compared to the competitors. All right, so I'm kind of this is like a buy and hold things for me. All right, buy and hold things. It's like a longer investment. So I will review it, but if let's say there is any sign of breaking down, then I will share in my upcoming video again. All right, so that's all for my this week really market update. Oh yeah, one more thing is actually I think most people concerned is the US oil because of the Delta virus, right? We know that it has been spiking up. Country has been, they might want to lock down again or how. So let's see where are we standing for US oil. Let's look at the weekly chart. So where the market goes to recover, oil is definitely a must, correct? Or not? So that is why the price has been spiking up. All right, but right now because of the virus, right, will it actually make the oil to come down again because no one's going to travel? Oil demand might be slowed down. All right, so right now we are looking at based on uh the first resistance level is at $76.55, and then I just simply draw using the Fibonacci level to see where will the retracement go to. So right now we are just we'll just draw from the retracement. All right, so we can take the bottom, swing low to swing high. All right, so it actually came to 78.6% Fibo. So this is the weekly chart. If you go to the day chart, all right, so it's being supported by the 200-day moving average, touches up and close right now. It's still hovering in between the moving average of 100 days. All right, so if let's say you are kind of bearish, just be aware because first I can see a minor channel right now. Let me draw the channel. Sorry. Eh, hold on for a while. The channel. All right, so I can see here. Okay, so we are still at the channel itself. So I will see that whether will there be a successful breakout at this minor resistance first or not. All right, if let's say it's showing a red by next week, there's a crude inventory as well. Then here will be a good short. You can after you break below, you can short it, or you can short and then put your stop loss here. All right, so this is how you do it. Okay, so if let's say you lost, then we are looking for the first target point will be this 200-day. All right, if let's say it penetrate, then we will be looking at the third touches. Okay, so this is my view on crude oil. We have to monitor for the next coming few days. Basically, it's next few weeks, next few days, next week lah. Basically, so if let's say if they come out with two red candlestick, then I'm trigger a shot from here. All right, so that's all for my weekly market update for this week. If you have not followed my Facebook page, please like my Facebook page as a support. Please follow my YouTube link and also join my public Telegram group as well. Thank you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.